I'd like to introduce you to Samsung's latest offering to the Android platform, with a 4.8-inch super clear LCD screen and a 1.4 GHz quad-core processor. The only real surprise about this device is it's a 16 megapixel camera. We've been really impressed with Samsung's design and build quality. It's made predominantly out of metal and weighs in at just 305 grams, which makes it extremely portable without sacrificing that quality feel. There aren't that many physical buttons on the device, as most of it's actually done on the screen. So on the top we just have the zoom and the power button. On the left hand side there's space for the speaker and this little thing here which pops up the flash. We quite like that. We think that's a really sleek feature of the device. On the right hand side is a 3.5mm headphone socket for listening to music or playing back your videos, micro USB slot and a lanyardy tellery thing. On the bottom things start to get a little bit more interesting. Just next to the 1/4 inch tripod socket screw there is loads of stuff packed into a tiny space. There's space for your micro SIM to go. Next to that is a micro HDMI and a micro SD card which can support up to 64 GB of extra storage. The device is powered by a 1650 mAh battery. Initially we were slightly worried this might not be enough for such demanding hardware and large screen, but our early tests suggest that it's absolutely fine for a full day's worth of photography. We'll update this in an article on samsunggeeks.com. As a camera, we were pleasantly surprised by the quality of the photographs. We think this was certainly helped by Samsung's 23mm wide-angle lens, and the real wow factor for this camera is definitely the 21x optical zoom. If you don't believe quite how good it is, check this out. That stuff there, those buildings, they are in France, and I am taking this video in full HD on the Galaxy camera from Dover in the United Kingdom. You can see here that I am standing on the White Cliffs. Now that is really impressive. As well as having a very functional automatic mode, Samsung have included Smart Mode. This adjusts the camera settings and does various bits of post-processing, we assume, to enable someone who might not know what they're doing to take some really good professional looking photographs, such as this light trace here and this one which I took in firework mode. I'll go into detail about the different modes which are offered in a blog post which I will link to in the description. If you're interested in having more control of the settings, such as the shutter speed and the aperture and the ISO, Samsung have got that covered as well. Samsung have used this really nice looking on-screen interface which looks a little bit like an SLR lens. It's very easy to find your way around it with useful descriptions of what everything does. One thing we were particularly fond of is that as you're adjusting the settings, the screen and the picture behind will update to give you a kind of idea of the picture you can expect to take afterwards. We think this is really useful, especially if you're just getting the hang of photography and you can kind of tell what the photograph is going to look like before you actually press the shutter. The camera also has a variety of different video modes, so Full HD, that's 1080, or normal HD 720, and sharing mode, which we're yet to test, which beams it out to a DLNA enabled device. Our favourite feature by far has to be slow motion mode. Although the resolution is slightly smaller at 768 by 512, you're able to shoot 120 frames per second, which enables for some stunning shots. Great fun to show your friends. Rather than blather on for ages about how great Android is as an operating system, how I can instantly back up my photographs to cloud storage, check my emails, send text messages, whatever, even play high definition 3D games, let's focus on what's really important here, and that's connectivity and creativity. With access to Google Play, I have a wealth of apps at my disposal for editing photographs on the go and adding filters as I take them. It's great to be able to do that with a high quality image and not just whatever grainy nonsense a camera phone coughs up. What's more important is that I'm able to share these high quality images instantly to whomever and however I wish. Whether it's showing a friend on the enormous screen, uploading it to Facebook, sending it in an email, or gaggling after likes on Instagram, I can do it. I don't know about you, but the Galaxy camera leaves me wondering why such levels of connectivity are not already an industry standard. If you have any questions or comments about the Galaxy camera, I'd love to hear from you, so do get in touch in the comments below or on samsunggeeks.com.